All right, all right, all right. What's going on, Tech fans, man? So, look, I had to react and respond to this, man. Major news on the flats, man. A $90 million facility has officially been done. All right, now, obviously, Select Media was there, got a chance to cover it. Obviously, massive for the brand of Georgia Tech and what they're trying to be for the future, man. So, I want to give them credit. I really believe Georgia Tech's on the cutting edge of just being one of those top premier programs, right? Now, we know the illustrious history for national championships, what they've become, probably one of the better, teams in college football history. They don't always get that moniker or notion because of, I guess, more recency of how they've had struggles, right? Obviously, Brent Key has come in and ushered something new for this program to where they're respected, to where they're playing on the national spotlight in the national media. But before him, obviously, it wasn't the best thing going on at Georgia Tech, right? But a big difference now, as we can see, right? So I think this is another step in that direction. Investors, donors, administration, they're doing a great job of getting this team to where they want it to be at, right? I think across the board, not just football. I know they're trying to invest more into basketball. We see obviously how good the baseball team is this year. So I think Georgia Tech's doing a great job. And this facility is another notion or another, I guess you could say, step into that direction of what Georgia Tech wants to be and want to become. So we're going to react and respond, right? Obviously, I was not on campus. This was obviously put out by the Georgia Tech staff and obviously their social media account. But Miles Garrett obviously did a great job of, say a quote, tweeting it basically and putting it out. So we're going to react to the facility and give our thoughts, instant thoughts of what we think. All right. So let's go ahead and pull it up here right now. All right. Here we go. So no music, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to get copyrighted. But obviously, you guys don't want to get copyrighted. Sorry about that, y'all. But as you guys can see right there, as soon as you come in, right, it looks pretty good. Performance facility, right? Places, lounge areas to kind of sit at and kind of look at different things, right? And then obviously you have this upward section, more lounge area for the students. And then, right, this is the quick action shots. And again, I think it's a facility that's going to be for all their sports. I don't think it's just strictly for football. But yeah, that's a great angle, right? At the top, as you guys can see, the little sit area to the right, right down below, obviously, is the entrance into the facility. The little lounge areas, man, looks pretty cozy, pretty cool. Really like this area right here. Sports science lab, right? And then all this opening right here, love that, right? Just different area, them obviously, you know what I'm saying, just an open area to do different things. Little looks like built-in stuff. Right. And obviously, this is a sports science lab. So you guys can imagine probably with how updated technology is, this is probably areas where, I won't say they study the athletes, but probably where they could just see different things, track them when they're, working out, performing, and probably take that data. Because Georgia Tech is big in data, probably taking that data and putting it and seeing kind of how they're responding to different things and how they're going through, different motions. But right here, I mean, I think this is everything right here. This new facility is nice. You see, obviously the weight room looks new. You know what I'm saying? It looks, modern, up to date, got the GT logo. You know what I'm saying? So love that, right? GT on obviously the weights, and then love this part, right? And then you talk about taking recovery to another level, hydrotherapy, right? That is exactly what you want to see if you are an athlete or a future athlete. Is what you want to see. And this is also a recruiting tool and a piece for Georgia Tech to use. Hey, yo, these are our new facilities. We just built a $90 million facility. This is what it looks like. If you need to recover, this is the exact spot for you. Hydrotherapy, I think, is obviously a great look for Georgia Tech and the Yellow Jackets, right? Boom, right there. Go in. Look how big and cozy it is, right? And then they got 4 separate pools, as you guys can see right there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and get your little plunge in and go ahead and get your, obviously, recovery, little tray tables across the board. I don't know how many that was. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 12 across. So love that. 12 different training, just little pads for them. And then right there, like y'all see the 4 pools. Love that. Right? Just go in there, get your hydrotherapy, recover. Y'all know water is really good when you're trying to recover as an athlete. And then this right here, oh my goodness, bro. This right here is perfect, right? This is that's just the ambiance, right? Just being able to be, in a spot cozy. You just got done training facility, get your food. I'm sure they're gonna have a cafeteria in there for them boys. Go get your opportunity to eat, chill, what I'm saying, chop it up with your teammates. Right, as I said, cafeteria makes the most sense, and then just a great outside luxury, or I would say luxury, but outside area where you can go and sit, chill. You want to see the breeze. You want to feel the Atlanta air, the breeze. Look at all the buildings that's around. That's a great little area, man, to go chill if you're a student athlete, right? And then this kind of that visualization, right? Okay, hey, I went and worked out. Hey, I went and had a good day. Let me visualize myself on the field, right? Because if those that don't know, right, visualization is a big thing for student athletes and for our players, right? They want to visualize themselves scoring a touchdown. They visualize themselves making a big play. And what better than, okay, man, in a couple months, I'm going to be on this field making plays, visualizing, being able to see it from this angle. Oh, come on, man. What are we talking about here? And obviously dedicated to Thomas A. Fanning. Obviously, alum, great player, person, come through the Georgia Tech facility. But they obviously send it after him. And I love this part right here. Got all the athletes that have played this across the board, not just football. All the athletes, saying that have meant something to Georgia Tech is obviously labeled on this wall. So that is exactly what you want to see. So yeah, man, I think it's a great facility. I think they did a good job. I think they took their time, right? And I think they've made it to where it's going to be a great recruiting piece, as I said, for student athletes. And it's going to be a great area where they can just go fit in after a long day of academics. I feel like you'll see a lot of student athletes just hanging out there, right? Just, being able to be in that facility, go get a bite to eat, a cafeteria, right? Now, I'm not sure everything they had before because I don't know the whole facility, right? In terms of what I saw, but that is a great piece to it. And I think they're gonna have a media room that's not far from there either, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it's great for student athlete, and it's a great recruiting piece as well, right? Just this is your facility. This is what it's going to look like for you. Here's our hydrotherapy. Here's our ways to recover. I think it's a great recruiting tool and a piece. And like I said, Georgia Tech to me continues to set themselves apart by what they're doing, investing in the infrastructure, and putting together the tools in order for the program to be successful, not only this year or next year, but in years to come. And that's how you have to do it, right? Building this type of facility to attract the right players, attract the right people, attract the right characters, but also maintaining and keeping them as well. It's just another step into the right direction. And all the great programs, they've upgraded facilities, they've renovated, they've put this type of work and effort in order to better the program. And I think that's what you're seeing, the remnants of that with Georgia Tech, and they continue to do that at a high level, man. So shout out to Georgia Tech. I think it's a great facility, state of the art, A+ from what I see. I haven't seen it in person, so I have to tell y'all from what I see in person. But seeing it from afar, I think Georgia Tech cooked with that facility and that new stadium, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch and a great place to be at on your Saturdays. And it's been an opportunity with that Bobby Dodd Stadium, in my humble opinion. So that's my thoughts. That's my reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I will see you guys soon. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype up the video, and we'll see you guys soon for more big time breaking news. If you guys are following me on X, I did post it. Brody Campbell, all official visits. I already broke that he had an official visit May 29th to the 31st, right? But he set up the rest of his visits that is out on X and Instagram. So y'all know what to do, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and please support the brand, man. Support the brand. Najeh, what we try to grow this thing and make it something big. So please support as much as you can. All right, guys. See you guys in the next one. Peace.